today I'm going to make a cottage cheese graham bread. I don't have graham flour, but it seems like I can substitute with whole wheat flour. I haven't used cottage cheese to make bread before, so I'm really interested to see how this is going to turn out. So come and share in my experience, and we'll see whether we get a nice loaf of bread after 3 hours, or we get a brick of a bread. Well, I'd rather have the loaf of bread, so let's cross our fingers and hope for the best outcome. Firstly, I'm going to start putting the liquid ingredients, and it's the pan out of my Sunbeam Convection Bake House. Today I choose to use her. I just love being able to see what happens because the cover has got such an open, clear opening here that you can look inside, and it's really fun. So anyway, let's get going. Right. Earlier on, I had cooked down the bulgur wheat with the water to soften it, and I have drained out the water and reserved it to be put back into to make the bread and cool down the bulgur wheat. So now it's just a matter of putting everything together, assembling stuff. Here's the bulgur wheat and the liquid. Put back the liquid. Put the oil in first. You're gonna need about 3 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. You know, I cook mostly with grapeseed oil. It's one of the healthiest all around and the most versatile as far as I can tell. I use cold pressed grapeseed oil. See how beautiful the color is? Nice and green. One. Three. Right. 3 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. We have 425 ml of water and 6 tablespoons of the bulgur wheat that I cooked in a saucepan and drained, and now I put back into this baking pan to assemble the process of making this loaf of bread. And we'll need 2 tablespoons of honey. Use my fingers to help it come out. Okay, 1 and getting really messy. This doesn't really want to come out. Well, I'm doing my best. It's really good honey. So about 2 tablespoons of honey. I can't resist it. So good. Very sweet but so good. Right, I'm gonna continue with the bulgur wheat. Alright. About all of it then. And next we shall put in the flour. And we need 200 grams of whole wheat flour and 200 grams of grape flour. I'll put the whole wheat first. I'm going to layer this as I go along. I'm going to put in the cottage cheese. Ask for 210. Oh, it's 200 grams, I guess. That will do. I'll use up the whole thing. Okay, continue the flour. This batch of flour. I'm going to put in the salt, which is 1.5 teaspoons. 1. play in the kitchen, you know. Half the fun is in doing all this, and the other half is when the bread is ready to be eaten. Okay. I also need 200 grams of bread flour. It's bread flour. And I shall layer this on top. So what's left is I need a yeast to go in. And also I'll put some vital wheat gluten to help the texture of the bread, because whole wheat doesn't have gluten in it, and then it'll make the bread more dense. The rule of thumb is 130 grams to 1 tablespoon of vital wheat gluten. So since we got 200 grams, I will roughly put a tablespoon and probably half, 1.5 tablespoon, and we shall see what happens. A bit too much. There we go. Then, okay, finish up with the flour. Then, and we need 1 tablespoon of yeast. Ooh, that's a lot of yeast. Guess it needs a lot of yeast to get the job going. Okay, 1 tablespoon of yeast. Like the rest. Here's the pan. And here are all our ingredients inside. Okay, I'm gonna put it into this guy and set it to start making the bread. It's a very tight fit, this one, so close the lid. Okay, I set it for basic light and 750 grams. And it says 3 hours 5 minutes. Get a loaf of bread from this thing. She's starting to do her job, and I can show you. Yeah, this is how the bread machine works. Starting to knead the dough to get all the stuff together, and then in a few minutes it'll come together as a ball, hopefully. Otherwise I'll have to come to rescue. This is after half an hour more of kneading. I've had to help it along. It was a bit wet at the beginning, and I have added a few teaspoonfuls of bread flour and a bit of grape syrup so that it doesn't stick to the pan. The bread is getting baked now. You can hear the convection fan in the background. It's got 46 minutes to go, and then it needs to rest for 10 minutes to cool down, and I'll hopefully be able to get it out of the pan, and then I will share that with you. As you can see, the texture of the bread really looks good. I'm really impressed. I'm a bit disappointed that it collapsed, but I guess I knew the dough was a bit moist. I was hoping that I could get away with it, even though I added some flour. I thought that would help, but obviously it needed much more. I'm sure it's gonna taste yummy just by looking at it, and the crust is so nice and thin. I don't like thick crusted bread. Texture looks really nice and spongy, just the way I like it. Anyway, try again to get it right, but in the meantime, still have a nice loaf of bread to eat. Bye.